Mother city now. The city of Cape Town has just escaped the clutches of a 3-year drought. It managed to avoid so-called day zero. Now, it's looking to the future, inviting residents to come up with suggestions for a new plan. Well, let's get the latest. Xanthia Limberg is a member of the mayoral committee. Now, Ms. Limberg is joining us live from our studios in Cape Town. Good morning, ma'am. This proposed 5.4 billion rand strategy, I'm told, is designed to drought-proof the city. What do you want residents to do now about this proposal?
Well, the city is in conjunction with external and local and international experts developed a draft water strategy. We are putting out the strategy for public comment and want residents and businesses to give a critical input to the strategy. And this strategy will essentially be a roadmap to ensure greater water security. One of the key things that the strategy sets out is a greater level of assurance. We currently have a 98% assurance level in terms of water supply security. The strategy sets out how we plan to increase that to 99.5% through augmenting our supply by at least 300 million litres of water per day over the next 10 years at a cost of 5.4 billion rand. So we're inviting comment. That comment will be considered before the strategy is formalised and tabled at our council meeting.
And this public comment is said to be taking place from now until when?
So the public participation process opened up on Friday, the 15th of February. It will close on the 15th of March. The city will also be engaging with key stakeholders during this month to solicit additional input and suggestions around whether the strategy is completely and essentially assisting the city to become water sensitive, water sustainable and water secure for the future.
Now, I mean, we saw in the recent drought that due to unpredictable weather patterns, you can never really know how and what is going to hit you. What will the sources be for increasing that water capacity in terms of your strategy by more than 300 million litres a day? Where is that water going to come from?
So you're absolutely correct. We are incredibly vulnerable to climate change impacts due to global warming. And so the strategy looks at diversifying our water supply so that we won't be entirely reliable on the Western Cape water supply system, which is the collection of dams largely owned and managed by the National Department of Water and Sanitation. The strategy sets out how we will be using desalination, drilling into additional aquifers, to access groundwater, and then also reusing wastewater for drinking and alternative purposes. But the strategy also looks at demand management interventions. It looks at clearing invasive plant species in a range of catchment areas, not only within the city's boundaries, but external to our boundaries as well. And this, we believe, is a holistic plan that will ensure that we are less vulnerable and more resilient to drought.
Will this cost more? Will the residents have to fork out more to pay for all this extra water into the future in terms of your strategy?
Well, this is a 10-year strategy, and the 5.4 billion rand is set to be spent over the next 10 years. And we believe that structuring our build program in this way makes it affordable. Most importantly, the strategy has also been stress tested under different scenarios. So if climate change impacts does result in far less rain in the future, the strategy has also been designed to ensure that we can ramp up additional water augmentation schemes and accelerate additional supply, but it will all be structured to ensure greater affordability to our end user, which is our residents.
Okay, Ms. Xanthia Limberg from the city of Cape Town, thank you very much for your time. Of course, I think we'll talk to Cape Town as well next month after the end of that input, public comment input by residents to see how well it went and when should we expect this strategy to really kick in. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your time. Now, let's move on.